everyone, this is the Wellums channel and welcome to the brand new show, Emotions. That is, emotions associated with different occasions. What an engaging dance festival we had this year at Pushkar.
Oh, yes, that explains your Insta story.
Well, folks, this is exactly what we will be talking about in today's episode folk dances. We have our expert panelists and reporters from different regions who will help us understand these unexplored dance forms. So, Ms. Arshia, please help us understand the qua and the pourquoi of folk dances.
Hey, what is qua and pourquoi?
In Hindi, it's kya or Q.
People dance for all kinds of reasons to mourn, to celebrate, to heal, to give thanks, to demonstrate physical mastery, to assert individuality, to provoke, and to entertain. Folk dances play an important role to nurture and maintain cultures and identities. It displays how colorful their culture is. Folk dances bring harmony when dancers get together, often holding hands to dance. It brings a feeling of unity and harmony within a community.
So, let's go to our expert panelists who will help us understand about folk dances and birth.
So, Aradhya, could you throw some light on what folk dances do we have in India to celebrate childbirth?
In an Indian household with different cultures, the arrival of a new baby is an occasion for much joy and celebration. The folk dances help convert the pain, fear, stress, and worry into relief, happiness, excitement, and love. When we hear the first cries of a baby, we express our feelings through physical and emotional gestures.
I have my expert who will help us understand the celebration of birth.
Let's watch a video to understand better.
Karman, as you can see how Elamite represented Janmashtami in a unique and beautiful way. They are singing, dancing and are enjoying themselves. They are celebrating the birth of Krishna.
I'm curious to know, do the rituals and ceremonies start only after the birth?
We have prenatal ceremonies also like the God Bharai and the Atmasa ceremony to give blessings to the mother and the unborn baby. Did you know that Garba is the Sanskrit word for womb? Traditionally, the dance is performed around a clay lantern with a light inside called a Garbdeep womb lamp. This lantern represents life and the fetus in the womb in particular.
Manini, can you tell me what are some rituals performed after the birth of a child?
The Chatti Puja, which belongs to the regions in North India, is done on the 6th day of the birth of a child. In Rajasthan and Haryana, copper plates are beaten together accompanied by celebratory gunfire to announce the arrival of the male child, who is considered as the one in whose hands the lineage of the family is sustained. Chari is a Rajasthani dance in which pots are balanced on the head along with a lighted lamp. It is generally performed on the occasions on the birth of a male child.
Antara, could you tell me, do people only welcome a male child in India?
We found that in certain places of India, a girl child is also welcomed. Charkula is a famous dance of the Braj region in Uttar Pradesh, which is performed on the 3rd day after Holi. It is believed that on that day, Radha was born. Girls are the women of tomorrow. They make a house feel like home. Daughters in India are considered as Lakshmi, so they are welcomed with a warm embrace.
Are there other songs or dances related to childbirth?
I went to Bihar the previous week and over there I met a few people who told me about folk dances done when a child is born. Sohar is a dance performed by women of Bihar to celebrate the birth of a child. The child receives blessings from family members, neighbors, and well wishers. Through the Sohar songs, the women compare the newborn to Lord Rama and Lord Krishna, the eunuchs who are now an integral part of a society and considered as good omen take part in this dance. Let's listen to a Sohar song.
कटहर पे बबुआ के लार चुए लागे हमार मन कटहर पे बबुआ के लार चुए लागे हमार मन कटहर पे बबुआ के लार चुए लागे हमार मन कटहर पे
Hana, aren't there any folk dances in central India related to childbirth?
Yes, there is one popular folk dance of Madhya Pradesh known as Badhai, which is especially very common in Bandhelkhand region of Madhya Pradesh. Badhai is performed to thank goddess Sheetala for safeguarding people from natural calamities and to seek her blessings on happy occasions like weddings and childbirth. Male and female dance before the goddess Sheetala with a typical rhythm to express their gratitude. This particular rhythm is known as Badhai, from which this folk dance has acquired its name. Animals also take part in Badhai Nritya, and in many villages, mares, which are female horses, are seen at such performances.
Let's watch a video to understand better.
Let's go back to the Vellum channel and see which is the next occasion they are talking about.
That was quite a lot of information we got about folk dances during childbirth. We here will now talk about the next occasion, marriage. A wedding is an event full of traditions and symbols. Freestyle dancing is what we have always witnessed during weddings, but not folk dances. Miss Via, could you help us understand how is this occasion celebrated through folk dances?
Yes, folk dances are an important part of marriages. The happiness and celebration of a communion is at its peak when it comes to the occasion of marriage. Women are real architects of society. A woman not only plays the role of a wife, mother, but also plays the role of a daughter effectively. Wife is the Ardhangini, according to Satpata Brahmana. The wife is verily the half of husband. Man is only half, not complete until he marries. She is the source of dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Now let's begin by understanding the relevance of Tipni dance. We have our expert panelist Miss Gurkirat who will walk us through the understanding. But first, let's watch a video clip of Vellum girls that will help us get an essence of the dance.
Tippani dance is a traditional folk dance of the West Indian state of Gujarat. It is also known as Matla dance or Tippani Nritya. This dance form is practiced during the time of Hindu festivals such as Holi and Diwali. or during the wedding ceremonies in the Gujarati community. The dance starts gradually through the beating and singing of the earth done in the identical rhythm. As the rapidity speeds up, the dancers strike the ground and hit the knob of mallets, producing music.
The costumes are usually identical or might just vary in color combination. The costumes of the performers are traditional and full of lively and vibrant colors. The girls are dressed in ghagra choli, the traditional Gujarati dress of women. Ghagra is an extended form of a skirt measuring up to the ankles. The male artists dress up in a kedia, which is a short coat with bright, broad, and colorful borders and tight sleeves, and a churida for the bottom that resemble tight-fitting trousers from knee down.
Dhol, manjira, tabla, and shanai are the main musical gadgets used during this dance. With a simple device like a turi and a thali, that is a brass plate, the dancers produce the music. Tipni folk dance has achieved esteem in the contemporary period and has become well known among the Gujaratis all around the world.
That was quite amazing. Moving on, we have with us our next expert, Ajna, who would help us understand about the dance form Matki. Let's watch a video to feel it.
On to the central India, here we have a popular dance called the Matki dance. Matki dance is performed in the Malwa region of Madhya Pradesh, India. It is a solo dance performed by ladies on special occasions like weddings. The ladies wear saris or lehengas decorated with many ornaments. Shaila, could you tell us about the instruments used and the movements? Is there any relevance associated with the occasion?
The main instrument used in the Matki dance is the dhol, and this dance is performed in a circular position with water pots. Matki means earthenware pot. Despite the movements of the hands and legs of the dancer, she skillfully balances the pitcher on her head. The Matki dance is an expression of happiness, and the dancers work very hard to reach such excellence.
Oh my god! I can't even carry a book on my head. How can they balance so many pots on their head? Hats off to these ladies. Let's watch the next dance, and Miss Via will help us understand what this folk dance is all about.
What you all just saw was Ghumar, which was performed by Velamites, is a traditional folk dance of Rajasthan. It was the Bhil tribe who performed it to worship goddess Saraswati, which was later embraced by other Rajasthani communities. The dance is chiefly performed by veiled women who wear flowing dresses called ghagra choli.
I would also like to add here that the lehenga is very heavy as it has a thick border. They also wear a lot of jewelry like necklaces, earrings, mangtika and choker.
Wow, that's a whole lot of jewelry they are wearing. I can't imagine dancing in that.
Me too. I can't also imagine dancing wearing so much jewelry and clothes.
Have you all seen the instruments that bring life to the dance? Dhol, drums, thali, metal plates, manjira, clash cymbals, and a harmonium are some of the instruments used in the dance. After the happy occasion of marriage, we move on to the solemn occasion of death and find out if there are any folk dances associated with.
That was enriching. But I wonder if people also celebrate the death of their loved ones like they celebrate the occasion of birth.
Yes, they do. In remote areas of Uttarakhand, I have seen the dance during a funeral procession, locally known as Pansara, which is believed to be a 2000-year-old tradition.
So, could you please tell me more about the folk dances performed during the funerals?
So, while death is mourned across the globe, in the hills of Uttarakhand, it is celebrated with dance and music. I've heard my grandmother talking about it. When the person is taken on the final journey, a group of musicians and dancers accompany the people who stop midway to dance to the beat of drums as a part of the ritual.
But are these rituals the right thing to do? I mean, why would anybody dance when sad and grieving about the loss of a loved one?
Why should it be wrong? If we can celebrate the birth of music and dance, why can't we also celebrate the end of the journey of a beautiful soul? Isn't it a positive way to bid farewell to a departed loved one?
I am curious to know the type of musical instruments played for the dance.
The musicians play the Ran Singha, a handcrafted trumpet which is popular in the hills.
There is a unique ritual, as per which a pagdi is placed on the head of the dead body and a Bhagavad Gita is placed in the hands and spectacles on the eyes. This is done to create an impression that the departed one is reading the religious text on their final journey.
So, are there any dance forms performed during funerals?
Yes, of course. I have been witness to one such dance form, the Pang Kutta, which is born in the southern state of Tamil Nadu. The Pang means a container or a drum, and Kutta means a performance which is full of energy and punch. It is a freestyle way of dancing which is based on a single style beat called Kotta.
What is so special about this dance form?
The pankut is used to express joy, relieve oneself of emotional stress, and to boost the self-esteem. It is a great cardiovascular workout too.
I wonder what kind of costumes are worn for the dance.
Even though any attire can be worn when one dances a Dapang Kutta, a lungi, which is a colorful cloth wrapped around the waist, is commonly worn most preferably with the bottom raised and folded upwards over the knee. Ideally, it should be worn over the patapatti, lined trousers. It is also common to tie a handkerchief or bandana around one's forehead or wrist.
But then, the Pankutta is not to be performed during funerals, right?
Exactly. A subset of the pankut is the shavakut, which means death beat,
which is a kind of a wild country beat that is played in the funeral procession. Quite a few traditional families observe it, sending off the departed soul to the afterworld in a happy mood. Is the culture of Tamil Nadu.
There are death punch bands available who play the music. A percussion instrument called tarai tapatai in Tamil without the jingles is often used for the dance form. Unlike normal tambourines, this requires a wooden stick to play. The urmi drum and a customized trumpet called nadaswaram is also sometimes employed. Loud clapping and whistling by spectators often accompany the dance. Spectators are also known to set a firecrackers called locally as patasu on the ground during the procession.
Did you know that an ancient form of folk song tradition called the Upari, which is a mixture of eulogy and lament, is still prominent in rural Tamil Nadu? Uparis are rich in wordplay relating to names and events associated with the departed soul, usually sung by a group of women relatives. Colorful local idioms also decorate the lyrics of the Upari.
I still don't think it's a nice way to dance on somebody's funeral. After all, it is a sad occasion and people are grieving.
Please don't judge other cultures through the prism of your own culture. If you celebrate birth which is not in your hands, then why not death on which you have no control either? This tradition is applicable to people who complete all parts of life and died in old age or due to a natural cause. In Tamil, they call this Kalyana Savu. They send the soul to heaven without any sorrow on their faces to continue their afterlife happily.
Wow! What an intense philosophy that was behind the folk dance. Let's move ahead with yet another festive occasion.
Let's put the solemn occasion of death behind us and look at some dances performed during the harvest season. So, moving on, we have our experts who will talk of harvest and folk dances associated with it.
When the harvest is abundant, there is universal joy. Everybody rejoices. The laborers are glad for they see the fruit of their toil. Today, we are going to talk about Punjab, Sikkim, and Assam. That's so true. Agriculture isn't just work, it is a science. There is so much that goes into making our food. It takes seeds, soil, water, protection, and patience. During the Baisakhi festival, people do the bhangra to celebrate the harvest that they have got that year.
Could you tell us what unique instruments are used for bhangra?
Instruments that are used both for music and dance are an integral part of the dance. The most famous bhangra instrument is the dhol, which resembles the drum. Tumbi is a small stringed instrument. Chimta functions as a large pair of metallic tongs. Dhad is a double-sided high-pitched drum. Sarps is another wooden instrument with a loud clapping sound.
What beautiful costumes do the dancers wear?
Men and women wear colorful clothes and a lot of jewelry. Men tend to wear a lungi, kurta, vest, and pug, while women wear salwar, kurta, vest, and chunni. Bhangra is really fun to see but is more fun to dance. Now, we would like to present a video in which the talented Willamites are performing Bhangra.
Now, let's move to the eastern state of Sikkim to witness another very popular folk dance form during the harvest season. So, the folk dance from Lepcha borrows its name from Lepcha, which is a tiny Himalayan community spread across Sikkim, known as born botanists and pure naturalists. The folk dance relates to the beauty of natural surroundings, depicting the harvest season and are performed for good luck and prosperity. So, Miss Naisa, do you know about the props and instruments used during lecture dance?
They use very interesting props like the sheaves of bamboo. These props symbolize mountains' gifts and request the mountains to keep bestowing their blessings upon the land of Sikkim. They also enhance the beauty of the dancers. You will see a group of dancers gracefully taking rounds with their butter lamps and sheaves of green bamboos in the lecture dance performance. Musical instruments used are sanga, yangchin, cymbal, tarka, flute and tungbuk. One popular instrument used by the lepchas is a four-string lute that is played with a bow. The dress worn by the Lepcha tribe during Lepcha dance is called kho. The kho is a traditional dress worn by the Lepcha tribe during Lepcha dance. Now for some fun, you are going to see another video of the Lepcha dance performed by the Velamites. Does anybody have any information about the Joyce Bihu dance?
Bihu is one of the biggest festivals celebrated in the northeastern state of Assam and marks the state of the Assamese New Year that celebrates the harvest. The Bihu dance is an indigenous folk dance from the Indian state of Assam.
Arina, what are the props and costumes used during Bihu dance?
For Bihu dance, Assamese use a prop which looks like a hat. It is a traditional conical hat. It is made of tightly woven bamboo, a cane and a large palm leaf. Other instruments which are used during the performance include a chal, tal, toka, zutli, pepa, gugona and a banhi. They use it while dancing.
The traditional costume of dancers is colorful. The male performers wear a dhoti and a gamcha. The gamcha is usually worn on the waist or head. The women performers wear a chador and mekhla. They also wear a riha chador, which is a kind of drape on the sari. On their hair, they wear a special type of orchid flower as an accessory. They also wear a few neck pieces or necklaces, which they call golpota in Assamese. Now, the Bihu dancers are going to steal the show with their dance.
Folk dances help keep the culture of a place alive. And it goes without saying that they are performed during festivals as it spreads the knowledge of the dance. So let's feel and understand the festivity through the folk dance forms Mayalatam, Fugri, and Dalkhai. So, Avni, what is Mayalatam?
Mayalatam, which literally translates to peacock dance, Mayil meaning peacock and Atam meaning dance, is an artistic and devotional form of dance enacted in the Hindu temples of South India, especially in the states of Tamil Nadu and Kerala.
Before going to our next expert, let's watch a performance of Mayalatam by our Velamites.
Mailatam is celebrated during the festival of Thai Pongal and the Shera. Interestingly, this is performed only by females. It is an artistic and religious form of dance performed in reverence to Lord Subramaniam. This dance is called the peacock dance as Lord Subramanian's vehicle was a peacock.
That was fascinating. I'm curious to know about the costumes.
Peacock feathers are used to decorate the costume, and a shimmering headpiece completes the outfit. Malatam performers wear costumes from head to toe like a peacock, with a beak that can be opened and closed using a thread, and perform specific dances. They put wood at the end of their feet as they do not wear any other foot accessories. Ladies wear traditional saris, mundum nariyatham.
Now that I know so much about the costumes, it is even more fascinating. I would also like to add that the dance movements were very peculiar. Could you also tell us about the dance movements?
The dance movements include imitating a peacock's movement and style. With careful planning and execution, the dancer shows how the bird cleans its feathers using both beak and legs. Each movement follows a circular pattern as the time and rhythm quickens. Finally, the order of the circular pattern is broken when the music reaches at a crescendo.
Well, that was interesting. So, Tanisha, you recently learned the dance form Fugri. Could you share your understanding about it?
Fugri dance is mainly the dance of Konkan region of Goa. As according to certain historical facts, this folk dance is said to have been created from a few ancient Goan traditions. This festival marks the birth of Lord Ganesh, the god of wisdom and prosperity. In this dance, mostly women take part. Let us watch one of our performances by our seniors.
electrifying. I would like to know why and when do women perform it?
This dance is mainly performed during the Hindu month of Bhadrapad by women so that they can take a break to escape exhaustions arising from their daily routines. I would also like to add here about the costumes. So, Hindu women wear colorful sari while Christian women wear a red check sari with a knot on their right shoulder. They also tie a white dupatta around their waist.
That was enriching. We now have a Velamite from Odisha who would share their understanding of an interesting folk dance for the festival of the Shera, the Dalkhai.
Yes, this is a folk dance which is performed in western Odisha during the Shera. It is known as Dalkai because in the beginning and end of every verse the word Dalkai Bo is used. Dalkai means lady love.
Before we go to the understanding of the folk dance, let's watch a video clip.
Like you could see in the video, this dance is performed by the boys and girls to please the Dalkai goddess Durga. The unmarried young women start the performance with a folk song. This dance form is performed continuously for a span of 36 hours, so it is very tiring. It starts on Saptami and ends with the Dashera festival of Durga Puja. Dhol, Nishan, Mohuri, and many more are the instruments used during the performance.
The dancers generally dress themselves with printed sambar puri sari. They also wear a scarf on their shoulders, holding the end below in both hands. All dancers enhance themselves with various jewelries like necklaces, bangles, etc. The women gracefully join their legs together and bend their knees to create steps of Dalkai dance. They also move forward and backward in a half-sitting position for the dance.
So keep alive the festivity and let's join our anchors at the film studio.
Well, had I met you all before the dance festival, I would have appreciated the dances so much more. The essence of folk dance is universal. It is an important part of a culture, and one should first understand one's own culture and be respectful of others, which is essential for a global citizen.
Now, I also realize how we as a Vellum community can correlate with the philosophy and essence of folk dances. Just the way folk dance diverges from the idea of communal spontaneity, creativity, unity and harmony, yet Vellums too practice the same through various folk dances, not just those of our country but the ones of our neighbors too.
The rewards of co-curricular activities in schools have been researched pretty well, and it is now ascertained that students who participate in these activities show better academic results, stronger relationships in schools, and are more likely to lead a healthy and active lifestyle.
When you look around, there's a lot of commotion. You feel that the world can use a lot of tolerance. However, the one thing that unites us all is music and dance.
So forget your troubles and dance. Keep calm and folk dance.